Hey, this is Matt once again. Welcome back to another review. There's another paid request, this time for Derek. Thank you so much for that. And for those interested in requesting pretty much any type of videos, topics, reactions, reviews, commentaries, re-reviews, pretty much anything, whatever it may be, feel free to send it either directly to my PayPal or join my Patreon. Both links are down below in the info box. And this is for the 2010 film The Reef. Now, The Reef apparently is based on a true event. And it was okay. I don't think it was anything memorable, but it was decent. It was decent. It's kind of like Open Water, that film, only it is a little bit more like a movie compared to Open Water. Bit of a different ending compared to Open Water. But a lot of it is you're on the level of the characters in the ocean, so the camera is rocking, and there's times where you see underwater, and it's a pretty simple story. 5 people are taking a yacht to Indonesia. One of them is doing it because it's for a customer. Of the 5 people, 2 of them have a past with each other. On this trip, they hit a reef, and then later on they just capsized. Now, you do have that herky-jerky camera work, which I get why they're doing it, because you're in the water, and of course when in the water you're always bobbing up and down. I will say sometimes that herky-jerky camera work got on my nerves, but I get why they were doing that. It's funny, they're on this yacht, but they had a boat, I think a dinghy, like they had a boat they were pulling behind. I'm trying to remember what the fuck happened with that boat. I guess maybe that was the boat that it got hit, and they looked at the bottom, and it was a bit broken up, so they couldn't use it as much. But you would think it'd be used, like you flip it the other side, and you just at least get on top of it. At least you're on top of something. But I guess, I mean, or maybe you able to get materials and patch it up. Like if that's what it was, drag the boat up onto the yacht. Find ways to patch it up. There's gotta be, with all the shit on this boat, ways to patch this shit up. There gotta be stuff inside the yacht, something. Maybe not, I don't know. It's just like that one, like just completely, it was being dragged behind him and then it just disappears. The fact it never got brought up in the conversation at all, I thought was a bit strange. The actors were capable, it's just that their characters were not really compelling. But they were capable. And this is a very minimalistic film. Of the 5, one's adamant on staying on the yacht. And one of them is, are you sure? I mean, yeah, you got this thing that could emit a signal, but planes rarely go by here, so nothing may ever happen. But he's adamant to stay on there. And the other 4 go on their way. And then the rest of the film is pretty much them trying to get to a piece of land, going in the water, and they find a sea turtle whose head has been bitten off, and then they get attacked by sharks. Now, I will say this, one of the things to commend this film on is the usage of sharks real. It didn't look like there's like no CGI that I noticed, and it's a real shark. At times it looks like a real shark near them. Real shark going towards the camera. Sometimes it makes me wonder how they did some of these attack scenes. And while you don't see a lot of the shark, to be fair, I mean, it's probably till halfway through the film before a shark pops up. So they use it very little. But when it does, again, the attacks do feel real. They do feel real. One guy gets pulled down, and when he pops back up, he says, "Leave me, I have no legs. Leave me." Now, we don't really get a shot of him having no legs, but there's blood, and if he says it, we'll believe it. And then the numbers dwindle, and that's it. It's kind of hard to really talk about the film because there's not a lot to talk about. I would say this. I mean, with me in a shark film, I'm not scared of sharks because I will never go into the ocean. And it's easy to get away from them. Don't go into the ocean. There's never really, unless you're a fisherman, of course, but other than that, there's no way and no how and no why as to why you don't go into the ocean. Thus, I'm never going to be scared of something I'm never going to meet. You know, there's no shark that don't come out of your toilet. Believe me. There's a lot of crazy shit on the news. I don't think there's ever been a piece of news where a shark came out of a toilet. So, if that's the case, I'll never see a shark. So I just go into it for entertainment value. And while I say that my favorite shark films would be Jaws, Deep Blue Sea. I liked The Shallows. I liked that. That would be in my top 5. There's another one that came around this time called Bait. I would probably put that above this. If you want to see a film that's more basic, more simple, more people going from A to B, shark killing them one by one, and then the shark attacks look fairly real, meaning there's no fake sharks, there's no CGI sharks. Again, that stuff is nicely done. It just, for me, wasn't the most exciting film. It just wasn't the most exciting movie. But if you're a guy that gets scared of sharks and you want to see a film that attempts that, this would probably be a film to watch. If you like the film Open Water, although this has at least a bit more of a hopeful ending compared to Open Water. But if you like that film, some people may be feeling the more suspense in Open Water or more fear. Maybe this would be a film that you could give another watch as well. I don't think it's a bad film. It's not like these films like Sharks in Venice and the Sci-Fi Channel stuff, where it's totally ridiculous and silly and stupid and bad CGI. This is a story that does take itself seriously. Some may deem too seriously. To me, that's not an issue. I mean, if it's based on true events and you try to instill fear and terror, take it seriously. To me, if you don't be fun, yeah, do it well like Deep Blue Sea. Otherwise, this is the right way to go. Again, there are other shark films I prefer, like the ones I mentioned. There's a Lou Diamond Phillips Redwater. I'd probably say I liked it a bit more, but that's because it got Lou Diamond Phillips. LDP for life. But it's a decent flick. It may not be memorable to me. I don't think I remember this film a week or two after. That's the chance you're taking when you're being... When I say minimalistic, as in the most simple of simple things are being done. People in the water, there's a shark, they go get to here away from the shark. Some may view it as boring. Some may view it as, okay, well, that was that. And I guess really that's up to the viewer. I mean, to me, I wasn't scared. I just appreciate some of the idea of making it feel isolated. The film is successful in making it feel like these characters are in the middle of nowhere. That anywhere they look, there is no civilization. You feel their isolation, and I thought the actors did do a nice job showing their panic. Granted, I think Open Water probably did a better job showing their panic, but Open Water, I just wasn't a fan of the ending. I think the ending kind of just wasn't my cup of tea. Like, this ending is a bit more palatable for my cup of tea. Some may say, but, you know, It is what it is. Spoiler alert, spoilers for those who don't know or don't want to know. 3, 2, 1, super spoilers on the end. What happens is, four of them, one gets bit, dies of his wounds. There's three of them, one gets pulled down. There's two of them. Before that, they see what they think is a shark, but it's a dolphin. But then that's when the shark attacks one, pulled down. There's two of them left. They find another like reef, another bit of land. They go towards it. They make a run for it. The girl gets up. The guy's trying to get up. The girl can't pull him up. The guy gets pulled down. The girl's crying, but she lives. And in text it says, she made it. Rescue chopper. Or a boat. Like, she got saved. The guy that was left on the boat, they never found him. So, there you go. So it is, I mean, it was one of those films that it was okay, it was short, it was an hour and 20 some minutes. Like I said, the acting was capable, but it's not like the characters were really that compelling. So that's why they were just okay. Again, the attacks, you don't see a lot of the shark. Right, maybe that sticks a bit more with the believability. Again, when they do see the shark, it looks real, like they use a real shark. It does make me wonder, I'm probably a bit more intrigued about the making of the film. In fact, part of me is like, maybe the making of the film would be more interesting to me than the film itself. But overall, I mean, if I'm doing a top 10 shark films, this would probably be on there. Because it's not really, there's nothing that bad about it, I don't think. I don't think there's anything that awful about it. So yeah, if you're really, really into shark films and you haven't seen it, and you're fine with, keep using that term, minimalistic, you'd give it a watch. So with that said, thanks for watching, take care, we'll see you guys later, bye bye.